After 31 years, you've built some serious equity in your home, but what does that tax bill look like after you sell?
Ask Michelle, she's got the know-how, turning your someday into right now. Buying and selling, she's here to help, to find your dream home. Ask Michelle.
Welcome back to Ask Michelle. I'm Michelle Petrie, your Buffalo Realtor, and today we're going to hear from Linda and her question about capital gains.
Michelle, this is Linda from Williamsville. After 31 years in the same house, my husband and I have finally decided it's time to sell and move closer to the grandkids in Rochester. I'm a little nervous about the taxes, though. New York taxes capital gains, right? How does that actually work for us? And is there any way to lower what we'll owe after living here this long?
That is a really great question. A lot of people do get worried about that, so I completely understand where you're coming from. In New York State, typically, your primary residence you do not pay capital gains on unless, as a married couple, it is over $500,000 in equity that you've built and you cash out when you sell. So if it is above that $500,000, then that's something we're going to have to consider capital gains with. But if it's below $500,000, then we can shift it right into your next home and we don't even have to worry about it. So I would absolutely talk to your financial advisor about this because we want to be particular to you and your financial situation. But throughout the years, I'm sure you've done improvements on your home, and that does add to the basis of your home, which will take away from the gap of what you bought the home for and what you will sell for. So if you bought your home for $200,000 and we think it could sell for $800,000, but you put in a new kitchen, you put in a deck, you put in a pool, that reduces that amount that you're responsible for. So hopefully we can get it under that $500,000 so you don't have to pay capital gains on it. If you are an individual person, then it's $250,000, and then you would pay capital gains above the $250,000 if you sell the home for. But I am not a financial advisor, and I would highly recommend you talk to your financial advisor and your accountant to make sure that you're doing everything appropriate for you and your finances. I do want to mention, I know you've been in your home for a really long time, but if you have owned your home less than 2 years, even though it is your primary residence, and this doesn't really apply to you specifically, but for anyone else, if you've owned your home less than 2 years and you bought it at a price and sold it for, an exorbitant amount, maybe you did flip it not intending to leave so shortly, you do have to pay capital gains on all of the profit if it is under 2 years, no matter how much. Short, sweet, and to the point. Thank you so much for your question, Linda. By the way, I'm from Rochester originally. Very excited for you and your family. I'm from the West Side. Hope that you get to move there sooner than later to be with the grandkids. If you have a question of your own, go to call.show/askmichelle. And I'm Michelle Petrie, your Buffalo Realtor.